Okay, guys, so this is Shannon's life as witnessed by, well, me. Yay. So, I was born on November 27th. Let's say I'm 23. Yes, I'm 23. Do the math yourself. So, I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. I can't draw states, okay? I came out not breathing, so they thought I was a dead baby. But actually, I was a very happy baby, very healthy, a little scared, but it was a-okay. I was preceded in this life by 3 older brothers. Count them, 3. Yeah. Fun times. So there's 3 of them. There's Heath, Chris, which you guys all know, and then there's Travis. And then there was me. So my mom was like, oh my gosh, I finally have a girl, so she's gonna wear all pink and wear dresses all the time, and yeah, girl. And my brothers were like, well, we can't have any of that, she's one of us. So they would tend to put my hair up in a stocking cap and dress me in my brother's clothes and call me Jerry. Yeah, my mom loved that. That was fun times. Yeah, wonder why I'm a little bit of a tomboy? So when I turned 6, we lived in North Dakota, and right as I turned 6 practically, we moved from North Dakota to South Dakota. Fun. To be closer to my grandparents. Look at them there. So cute. Grandpa and Grandma. My only living grandpa and grandma on my mom's side. My mom's parents. Hi. And there's an S. So my oldest brother, who was 17 at the time, did not want to come with us. So he stayed behind in North Dakota. And with there being 12 years between us and him being so far away most of my life, we've never been the closest. So my mom, being the amazing woman she was, she homeschooled the 3 of us kids, actually, all through high school, all 3 of us, because, well, public schools are a little iffy, and my mom's never a fan, and I actually could not be more grateful that she homeschooled us, because I got an education that is just unbelievable compared to other people I've encountered that go to public school. So my family we grew up really poor, like hot dogs for every meal, because they were only 60 cents a package, kind of poor, yeah. But this actually also turned out to be a pretty good thing too in the end, because it helped me appreciate a lot of the little things in life and taught me how to budget money and how to appreciate when you had extra money, and it's just come in handy, actually. So my mom and dad are both big readers, and they both instilled in me a thirst for reading that is just unbelievable. And this thirst for reading gave me an imagination that practically knows no boundaries whatsoever. And that's another thing from my parents that I can just never thank them enough for. In fact, my mom and I would sit, even into my teen years, we'd sit in my room and she would read to me from books that I could well read by myself, but we'd read together, and that just kind of helped us bond and formed an even bigger love for books. So I was always really just kind of a quiet child. I never really spoke out. I was always kind of shy and just kept to myself and didn't really get into group activities a whole lot, because once again, I was just really shy. But then when I was about 8, I met my best friend, Rachel, at the time, because she was also a lot like me. She was really quiet, and we met through the church, met at a kids group thing, and it was just really great because we were a lot alike. We loved reading, we were both really quiet, and I was actually the loud one of the 2 of us, which was not loud. And then when I was about 9 years old, I developed this just insatiable thirst for anything paranormal, anything about ghosts, anything like that. And it just went on for years and years. And then when I was about 18, I discovered Ghost Adventures, Zach Bagans, Aaron Goodwin, Nick Groff, and I was like, holy crap, there's other people out there just like me who are just in love with this paranormal. And that was a pretty amazing realization, EVPs and such. So then you fast forward back to when I was about 12, and I walked in on my brother watching the Quidditch scene in Chamber of Secrets. And, well, honestly, my life has never been the same. I just felt so completely in love and got sucked into this whirlwind of Harry Potter. I mean, how could you not love it? There was magic, wizards, and wands and spells and secret school and magic and brooms. Quidditch. Are you kidding me? Who would not want to play Quidditch? So I just, in love. So here I was all like, I'm in love with Harry Potter and I'm in love with the paranormal. And the community I lived in, the church I was involved with and everything, didn't quite understand me, because in that setting, I guess you'd call it, they're like, well, paranormal and Harry Potter, that's evil. And I'm just like, I don't understand why. So I started working at Burger King about 14. And other than that, nothing other than I kept falling in love with Harry Potter, and I kept falling in love with the paranormal, and no one understood me, and I didn't really feel like I felt in. So I kind of just spiraled down into this, like, I would say almost depression, because I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. I was so in love with this, and no one understood why, and they kind of called it evil. So I kind of put up this big wall between me and, like, everyone else. I kind of stopped seeing my friends and all this, and not good. But one year, when I was 15, I got dragged to camp, and on devotional night, there was a speaker, and she was talking about how she lost all of her friends, her 3 best friends, in a car accident, and how she would just give anything to have them back. And I was like, wow, maybe I had not been doing what I should be doing and living. And I had this, like, big epiphany. I was like, holy crap, maybe I should be putting myself out there a little more. And so the wall kind of came down, and even though I was pretty quiet, I tried and got more involved a little bit, and I joined the worship group in my youth group, and eventually I became the head female singer of the worship group Seven by Faith before I graduated in 2008. I mean, I've always had a love of music too. That's like one of my third greatest passions. So that was just an incredible experience. So an entire year later, I went to a family reunion with my friend, her family reunion. And, well, she's like, we're going to go camping. It's going to be boring. But that's where I met him. Let's call him Z. Yeah. So Z and I spent an entire night together, and I connected with him in ways I have still never connected with another human being. I did not know this was possible, this type of connection we had, and he just made me see things so completely differently about how holding back who I really am is just not a good thing. He helped me see that if you let yourself be yourself around people, that you get a much more amazing experience with your one-on-one relationships. But unfortunately, this was before Facebook and all that. So when Z and I said goodbye, it was really goodbye. But thankfully, because of Z, everything changed. And I mean everything. I went out and I just lived. And I mean, I really lived. About 6 months later, I went to a church thing where I met up with this chick I'd met a few months before, and just kind of in passing. And she introduced me to this crazy girl with glasses who was freaking out because she couldn't find her chapstick. And I mean, she was spazzing out. And I was like, well, this is interesting. But then she found her chapstick and everything was a-okay. And then I kind of just progressed from there. And well, the rest is kind of history. For a whole year, it was me. And I had this entire group of friends, this posse, and it was, I guess you'd call it. And it was incredible. It was me and the girl that introduced Shayna and I. And then, of course, Shayna, the crazy girl with the chapstick. And then we had our friend Jamie, who, no matter what season, was always wearing shorts and a tank top. And then we had our friend Taylor, who was definitely different, but all these guys were like brothers to me, and yeah, it was amazing. And then Jamie tried to get with me, and Taylor tried to get with me, and then this other guy we met through Taylor, who was a good friend, tried to get with me, and yeah, that kind of ended our friendships because certain people got jealous. So more time went by, and slowly Shayna and I realized how much more we got along and how more compatible we were, just our personalities and our interests and all that stuff. And our friendship just started blossoming and getting stronger. And the girl that introduced us was not such a big fan of this because she realized she wasn't a whole lot like us and saw that she was not fitting in with us and that we were getting stronger. And she tried to break us up. But thankfully, Shayna and I were talking the whole time and sorted out what was happening, and she's no longer a part of our lives. Yeah. So 2008 came, and I graduated high school. Big, big day. And that was really exciting. And I moved into my first apartment, which was just one of the greatest experiences ever. I lived there for an entire year. And at this time, I also had my favorite job I've ever had, which was I worked at a dry cleaner's. Don't judge me. It was amazing. So then, after being there a year, I was like, man, this small town, I just don't really feel like I need to be here anymore. I feel like I need to move on. So I talked to my brother Chris a lot, who lived in Wyoming. And he's like, hey, you know, Wyoming, it's pretty cool. There's a college here. It's all kinds of stuff here. Maybe you should move here. And I was like, yeah, Wyoming, let's try that. So sadly though, I said goodbye to Shayna and my family and decided to start over again. And I got on a bus and drove the 6 hours to Wyoming, where I started my new life. Wyoming was amazing. It was a great new start. I found a great job that I love to this day. Found some amazing friends, and I even went to college for an entire semester. Yes, a whole semester. One semester by me. But on all of this, I still miss Shayna really badly, and even though we made our friendship work, we worked really hard for that friendship, I still missed her. Oh, and I even had a boyfriend, but yeah, no. So about this time, my other brother made it kind of clear that he had no room for me in his life anymore, and this was really hard to accept because he and I had bonded over Harry Potter, and he was like the closest person in my life to me, but he made it pretty obvious through some things that I was no longer needed in his life. So yeah, that and some other things that happened between us just kind of completely obliterated my ability to trust a lot of people, and that really kind of sucks. But then, about a year after I moved to Wyoming, Shayna decided to move here also. And it was incredible because having your best friend move to where you are is just great. And about the same time she moved here, I had another boyfriend. And that didn't end well either. Kind of a D-bag. And like with all my boyfriends and with what happened with my brother, it just kind of helped the whole no trust thing along pretty well. So a little after Shayna moved here, I found YouTube, like really found it, found the Shaytards, and I was like, holy crap, this vlogging thing is amazing, I must start. So I started, and well, you guys kind of know the rest if you caught up on my videos. And then in February of 2011, I started a thing on Facebook. I joined a thing on Facebook, my bad, called Rereading Harry Potter. And that's where I met the amazing Valerie. She looks kind of evil in that picture. She's not. Amazing. She's amazing. And then the midnight release of Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows 2 happened. And I was like, man, I gotta find a way to keep Harry Potter alive. And that's how I invented Project Long Live, which you guys should all know about. So now we come up to kind of today, and I'm in a place where I love my job, absolutely love it, love my friends, and you guys. Incredible. I love you guys. And of course, Harry Potter. So even though right now I'm having some issues with family, and definitely working on my trust issues, I'm a pretty happy girl. I mean, there's a lot of things to linger on and say, well, this sucks in life, but it's the happy things you gotta focus on. Like, you know, everything in my life that I love. So thank you guys so much for everything you do, from the comments, the video responses, to the ones that have entered my personal life, because you make life awesome and amazing and stupendous. Yeah, I went there. Stupendous. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining me on my life.